Yeah, this is about Kortney Stauffer and how this group took her way back. They lived in Harrisburg, 3 blocks from her. Um, my other videos will explain everything. I have a long, strange relationship with them for 22 years. I'm their enemy. Make no doubt about that. I fight them constantly. I've turned them into the police, FBI, everything. These are serial killers. They've expanded into murdering people for insurance. They even got my best friends from when I was a kid, I'm 65 years old now, involved. This is what happened. They use drones. They use their whole family to follow people. She's in pornography. I'm in Youngstown, Ohio, North Jackson, Ohio right now. She has the police involved. Right across, I live at 13440 Mahoning Avenue. Right next door is Jeb's Pizza. Right across the street is a guy they got involved with when I moved here. He does editing. There's women downstairs constantly editing porn, internet porn. Nobody even uses the living room. They put some bizarre stuff. I'm going to post this later. I'm just doing this for Courtney. In a couple of days, I'll have all my photos and everything on another Facebook. But he uses lasers in the window. Also, lasers are very important. So are voice changers in this story. Next door is a old storage unit. It's 24 hours a day. They do pornography back there illegally and everything. She's on national commercials. I'll give them credit for that. 2 out of 3 that you see. Every black guy you see on TV, the commercials is theirs. And you can tell they're not professional actors. She grabs them off the street, drug dealers, whatever, off the bars. As long as they get an insurance policy on someone large enough, they get a national TV commercial. But that's what we come back to Courtney. Courtney was taken to the sex slave business out in California. I know this for a fact. I don't want to hear anybody's bullshit either. The fact is, her brother, the main guy, who disappeared too, half her family's gone. They just disappeared off the face of the earth and nobody gives a shit. She is, he went on You're the Worst. He's the worst actor. No, it's a sex slave with actors. The guy on the new Jameson commercial, dancing at the end, he's one of the brothers. He's still around. He was on Drunken History. And you can look all these up on the TV commercials. The main TV commercials for the main woman, which I call Melissa, is the mirror. She's the one crying at the end. One of her brothers is a white guy that's staring straight ahead. They call him the little asshole. He was involved with it that night. The Kit Kat commercial, the carpenter, the redhead, he's out in Sheridan, Wyoming now, running a crew. He was involved with it. But the whole family and a lot of the family that was involved with it have disappeared. 3 of them disappeared 2 years ago in July right here in Ohio. These are serial killers. These are vicious, vicious people. But they like drama. They use drones constantly. They follow women constantly. Uh, I also found out a woman disappeared 2015 in Brackenridge, Pennsylvania, down in Pittsburgh. And I just happened to look at it. So let's see who's missing here. Maybe since they've been in Oakmont for 8 or 9 years. And of course, I came across this one. A blonde was the last one to see her. Of course, the blonde side of the family had everything to do with Courtney being taken. And she's right across the street too, the youngest one. Her sister disappeared 2 years ago. Last time I saw her up here, she had a real worried look on her face and she was gone. And she was involved with it. I know that for 100%, her older sister. But the, what happened was this. I stole their mail. I admit that because I stole my credit card from my thing, and had a PO box from Anvil, some company or all that. They were always trying to do something. They're into emails. They're into the phone room. They'll call you, email you, everything. And they live 3 blocks. When they use the laser exclusively. It can hurt you. You'll have a video of me getting hurt at work the other day since they know I'm going to do this. I've been getting death threats night and day, and she's been berserk at work. She's talking to me with the microphones through the air conditioning system. And I'll show. Just look at all my videos, and you'll understand it a lot better. They're drama queens. It's pure drama. They're especially as they ruin families. Even once you get to insurance, usually a lot of them end up getting the money and then disappearing because of that, and they take their money from them. They know your bank accounts and everything else. But what happened was this. They used voice changers. They did it way back in Los Angeles 20 years ago to me. I talked to my sister on the phone. They had their voice out there. Hey, your sister's down the street, and I could hear her voice and stuff. And I wasn't used to it. I'm looking down the street everywhere. Yeah, that's what they did. But that night, they followed her. She made sure she got drunk. They were talking to her. And of course, she wasn't going to admit that. And they can put the laser, when you're not used to it, up in your upper lip and certain parts, and you get real pissed off. First time they did it to me, I felt like putting my fist through a truck window until I got used to it. But they followed him, and they recorded the guy's voice upstairs. And kept telling her the favorite thing they always did. The 4 so-called men of the family, I call them the 4 little assholes, is, why don't you come outside and say something like that? That's all they used to say over and over and over again. And of course, people went outside and there's nobody there. I mean, they're down the street using the laser microphone. And that's what they did to her all night until they found the opportunity. Everybody was passed out. And then they went and grabbed her and sold her to the sex slave business. She admitted it. Melissa admitted it many, many times to me that she took her. I know they took her. I know their techniques. I know everything about her. Same as the nurse. Same as another woman missing in Michigan. But the one in Brackenridge, I'll get back to this one. I'm ready to go to work. I work 12-hour shifts. So I'm throwing this together real quick for everybody, for Kortney. I saw her up here. She actually followed me into a store. And it's like 2 weeks after I saw the photo, and it was her. She looked at me. I looked at her. I called her mother and the New Kensington, Pennsylvania cops, and that's all I did. And she has a history of drugs. So she's with the group. She disappeared 8 years ago from Brackenridge. You can look it up. But that was her. And there's been problems. Police have a thing on me that I'm crazy, all this stuff. I'm not. Believe me, I'm not. She's paid off a lot of people, and we explained in the other videos. And they can get away with it. But I'm pushing to put them in prison. The DAs,